Moving objects is a great way to add great addition to any Halo 4 Forge maps. But how do you do it? Well, it is actually quite simpler than you think. And in this tutorial, we will be teaching you how to make warthogs and other vehicles, as well as some objects, move along your map without spawning off cliffs and creating this cool effect like you see here. Stick around.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Polka-Dot Squad. I'm Temporal Enigma, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use grab volumes and make moving vehicles. Now, the Halo Forge Epidemic already did a tutorial on this, and I'll link it in the description. As you saw from the intro, they used it to make moving vehicles on their Jurassic Park map. Now, the only problem is, well, as you'll see from the video, they tell you to put things on fixed and then go to normal, because the game will think that wherever you save it is wherever the object is supposed to spawn. So here's first, and I'll show you what I mean when I get into the tutorial. First, you're going to go to, but to do this, you need gravity volumes. So you're going to go to Gadgets, oh, my bad, that's Trade Zone. Gravity volumes, and then you're going to pick. I'm just going to do 10 by 10. It really doesn't matter about invisible or not, because we're not doing that. And then you're just going to kind of angle them along, and just kind of aim them, and I'm going to do what they did in the video, and just kind of aim them this way, and have it drive off the cliff. So I'm just going to kind of adjust these, place these along here. I'm almost done. Come on. Thanks to the duplication feature, this is much faster. Okay. And then one more. Yeah, we'll do one more. Yeah. Okay. So we have this little tunnel here. And this will cause objects, such as the warthog, to drive along them. Now, I'm going to set the spawn time to 1. Or actually, I'm going to do this. 2 out of 2. That way, it'll respawn instantly. But here's what I'm going to show you. If I place it here, you're going to see it's going to start riding along the track. Perfectly fine. And I feel like they did a really bad job, no offense to them, of explaining just how vehicles have to work. Because vehicles can't be put on fixed. And I'll show you what this does in a minute as it's coming along here, and I'll show you how to fix that. Now, I want you to listen. Now, if you listen carefully, you'd hear a couple rumbling noises, and you'll see that the warthog hasn't respawned yet. That's because the game thinks the warthog's natural spawn point is right above the kill zone on the bottom of the map. So the warthog's never actually going to respawn. It's just going to keep dying over and over and over. So let's do a little delete all of these. And then we're going to bring back our warthog friends. And we'll do 2 of them. Now, the way you have to do this is, first of all, if you want more than one, you have to set them not. You have to set one of them not to spawn at the beginning. Well, you have to set them not to spawn at the beginning. So you're going to place it start false, and I'm going to do 10. That way they spawn right at the beginning because of that 10-second countdown. This one I'm going to do 15. False. And we'll just do spawn sequence route 1. It really doesn't matter. Now I'm going to take this, and let's say I want it to spawn right here, facing, who cares. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a block. I'm going to place that block just a little bit above the ground, but just enough so that the warthog is resting above the ground. I'm going to place the warthog on it. Then, I'm going to delete this block. And as you're going to see, I'm not going to touch it, but the warthog's going to be floating. That's because the game unless this has interacted with something, still thinks that the block is underneath it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new round. And then, since I'm not actually going to save this map, I'm going to start a new round, and then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Well, that warthog is driving off a cliff. And as I do that, I'll start it again, and you'll see that both warthogs will spawn and respawn. So now what you're going to see is, here goes our little friend the warthog driving along here. But the only problem is, there's the other one. So I'm going to get that 5x5 back. And I'm going to put this one here. Line it up correctly. I'm going to delete that block. And that actually screwed up. So actually I'm going to wait another turn here. And what you're going to see is that warthog that just drove off is actually going to respawn. Hopefully. There it is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this block again. Let's try this again. I'm going to put the warthog down. Let's make sure it doesn't drive away on me. I think that was the problem before. And it does. Okay. Come on, you. Stop. Alright, hold on here. I actually have a way to fix this. Hold on. I'm going to do this. So there's that one spawning. I'm actually going to lower the grab volume here. Here's what I'll do. Since we're kind of in the ground here, I'm actually going to place the warthog slightly behind the gravity volume. Alright. Oh, hello. Hold on. This is not working correctly. And now you're going to see this warthog got stuck on this. So that could actually affect this. Let me start this over. I apologize for this inconsistency here. Let me start a new round, everybody. I want to make sure that this warthog still continues driving. Because actually a better thing to do would be something else. Alright, let me make sure that this thing... Alright, it's going to keep driving. And our other friend hasn't spawned yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place this block, just for now, above there. Because I don't know why the first one's wasn't driving, but this one is. But that's just how it's working. Okay. Now I'm going to start a new round. Normally you wouldn't have it like this. You'd have, actually a better way to do it would be to place the two warthogs, then put the grab zone over it. And then that would work, or to place the grab zone really close to the ground and have them spawn just above it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you're going to see this one's going to drive along, and then that one's going to spawn, and then they're going to go along, just driving, not a care in the world, till they tragically drive off a cliff, utterly destroying themselves. Over and over. Now, then you're actually going to see is they're going to respawn over here. There's that one. And it's going to take a little longer because it, there it is. Because it didn't fall off the cliff at the same time, and it has a timer and it has to fall and all that stuff. But now, this is a really bad setup for a game because they're really badly spaced out. But in theory, it wouldn't really look like this, and in theory you'd have more time to play around with making sure the warthog doesn't float away on you. But that's how to make vehicles move, and then just really quick I'll run through how to make an object move, and then you can actually watch the Halo Forge Epidemics video, because they explain it a lot better. They just, no offense to them, didn't explain anything like this very well. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have to start this over here, because as you can see, the grav zones are solid objects according to, yeah, okay, they're just going to slide along, according to these objects. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on false. I'm going to have it spawn after, we'll say, 16 seconds. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on fixed. Then without touching it, I'm going to put it on normal. Now I don't know how well it's going to slide across the ground. But, oh, let's hope that works, because the warthog touched it, so it could affect it. I'm not sure, we'll find out. Alright, so we're back. Obviously our warthogs are going to roll along here, and we're just going to see if this thing spawns. There it is. Alright, now in theory it's supposed to move along. Obviously the grav zones are touching it, so it's getting a little skewy. But, in theory, this would just travel, now it despawned, but it would travel along this little track here, and then just fly off the edge, just like the warthogs would. Let's see if it comes back one more time. If not, oh well, because I don't really have time in the video to screw around with it, but if you were forging, you normally would. Now there it goes, just like everything else, getting stuck on the rock there, but, alright, now it managed to despawn by that time, because objects despawn, and if you have them set to never, they're not going to ever respawn, but we don't, we have ours set to 20, so infinitely, and if this was a game, that box would keep spawning, flowing along here, and disappearing right before the edge, and then our warthogs are just going to keep driving, and, oh, that one actually made it off this time, there it goes, and our warthogs are just going to keep driving along. So that's how to spawn in warthogs and other vehicles into trait zones. Check out the video for more, and see you later, guys.